Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. Once again, we're on iSeriously's Twitter, which can only mean one thing, and as it says here, I'm not fluent in French, but I can sure pick up a few things. JP and Global will be receiving EZAs for both Strength Nameku and LR Strength Full Power Frieza. They will be getting EZAs during the worldwide download celebration. Nameku's coming back, baby. He's coming back. Those are some pretty good units to get EZAs. A lot of people are like, what about EZA, you know, Dokkan Fest transforming cooler? What about him? Either it's too early and he's not going to get an EZA during the celebration, which I'm kind of okay with. I would just like it to happen because of how good he would be, especially with the new LR Final Form cooler and how they would link up. Don't forget, Worldwide Download Celebration has multiple parts, and this is going to be in part 1. So you never know, he could still get an EZA during part 2 and a potential part 3. That could still be on the cards, but I would definitely I wouldn't get your hopes up too much, but he could still potentially get an EZA either in part 2 or a part 3. The same could apply for also the Dokkan Fest Meta Cooler as well, who does actually need an EZA more. These are two very good EZAs to be picking up, or two good units to be getting EZAs. He really does need it. So I'd be quite curious to see what they do with him, especially with the way his passive's laid out. And Nameku, I can only think that he's going to become like almost the kryptonite to go with, or to go against the new red zone stage that will be against Frieza, which is stage 1, and just link up so well with LR Nameku and also the new LR SSJ Goku that isn't coming out for worldwide. Now I do have their kits up. I'm not going to go into detail of everything they could do. I'm going to kind of spitball ideas, kind of throw out some thoughts of what they could do. Maybe stuff I want to see. Obviously the major change we're going to see with both of them is both their leader skills are going to be increased. Goku's probably going to be a 170 lead for, you know, potentially both, which would be quite nice, especially Super Saiyan. It's actually quite a nice 170 lead. In terms of super attack, I mean, this part's fine. Maybe give him attack and defense on super. One thing I would really like, and of course, once he transforms, he does stack defense. If he could stack defense before he transforms as well, that would be great. However, I'm not sure how likely it is they would potentially do that. I would like them to do it because it would help a lot. But maybe he just raises attack and defense on his super attack before he transforms and then he stacks. So maybe he could raise it by, I don't know, 30%, you know, for the turn, and then he starts stacking when he transforms. But I would definitely like him to stack on both pre-transformation and transformation. Of course, this is going to go up probably for like 150, 160, maybe even more than that, but probably around about there is kind of like a baseline. I don't want to go too high. Attack and defense plus 15% of each attack received. I feel like they're going to keep this the same. But you never know, they could increase it. And then again, because it's the whole celebration is themed around Cooler's revenge, Wicked Bloodline is kind of in there as a theme as well, you know, Frieza's Coolers. Maybe, again, to kind of make him some sort of kryptonite against the Red Zone, Wicked Bloodline Red Zone event we're getting. Maybe you give him like a built-in additional, especially if he ends up stacking on his super attack before transforming. A medium chance to get an additional super attack against like Wicked Bloodline enemies would be really nice here. Even if he doesn't, they could still give him additional, raise attack and defense twice for the turn or something. Or maybe they add in an extra attack and defense boost. Maybe they take a leaf out of the LR Nameku's book where he gets an extra attack and defense when facing an extreme class enemy, and then something against Wicked Bloodline enemies. That'd be kind of nice. Rather than specifically what Nameku has or LR Nameku has, which is solely against Frieza enemies. So, you know, maybe like, I don't know, medium chance of launching an additional super attack against Wicked Bloodline enemies, and then an extra attack and defense plus, what, 50% or something against Wicked Bloodline. No, against extreme class enemies. That'd be kind of nice. Transformation conditions, these could stay the same. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind that, but maybe they bump this up to 80 just so you can get it off a bit quicker. And then when he transforms, of course, he raises defense. I mean, that's fine in itself. Maybe he raises attack for the turn by 30%, or like greatly raises attack for the turn by 50%, and then he also stacks. Or maybe he ends up stacking both. Maybe he greatly stacks both. I don't know. Just give him something with attack as well. It doesn't have to stack it. Maybe like something for the turn, and then raises defense as well. Of course, again, these are going to go up. This could be like 180 to 200%. Attack plus 59% for the rest of the battle after achieving an attack. Maybe add attack and defense on for this as well. That would that'd be pretty good. Then, of course, he has a medium chance of guarding all attacks. Now, I think a lot of us, including myself, would agree that changing this to guaranteed guard would be fantastic, especially in red zone, because then you could put this guy in slot 1. He could hopefully stack up, you know, kind of the way Ultimate Gohan works. He can also stack while also having guard, soak up the damage. The new LR Goku, depending on what his kit is for worldwide, he can go in slot 2, or even when you run him with LR Nameku, can safely or somewhat safely sit in slot 2, and he can stack up as you go along while this guy's chilling in slot 1. However, I don't think they're going to give him guaranteed guard. It's just not something they really do all too often on EZAs. I mean, look at the strength of Ultimate Gohan when he got his. So maybe instead of a medium chance, there's going to be a high chance to guard. Maybe even a great chance, 70% chance to guard. But I don't see this guard becoming guaranteed, although it would be great. You never know, maybe the LR, not Nameku, maybe the LR Super Saiyan Goku that's coming out for worldwide, maybe he has guard, maybe he has damage reduction or something. But as much as I would love that to be guaranteed guard, I don't see it happening, and will most likely be like a high chance or just an increased chance to guard, if we're being realistic. Guard activated against all attacks and a high chance for a critical hit 3 turns when guard is activated. Okay, this is fine. Maybe again, on top of the fact, again, he could sort of be a unit that excels against wicked bloodline enemies. Maybe again has like a medium or high, or maybe has a medium chance before transforming to hit an additional super. Then after transforming, he has a high chance of launching an additional super against wicked bloodline enemies, which would also work out well because again, he does stack defense. So having a built-in additional against wicked bloodline enemies, especially in the red zone we've got, along with the potential fact you may have dupes in, could super attack 3 times as well. That seems quite realistic. I think that's quite fair as well. Obviously, these increase. You could add something, as I said, you could greatly raise defense, add like raise attack for this, like 30-50% for the turn and let him stack. This could go to attack and defense, or maybe leave it as attack. This probably goes to high chance. When facing a wicked bloodline category enemy, you know, has a medium chance to launch an additional prior to him transforming. Once he transforms, that goes to high, and then this will probably stay the same as well. Then we have the rage conditions. Can be activated when HP is 50% or less, starting from the 5th turn. Again, maybe they leave this as, I would actually prefer if they drop that down, but actually, to be fair, they don't really need to. Maybe this stays the same, or maybe it goes up to like 60% or something like that. In terms of the rage, I mean, they don't really have to do a lot of this. I mean, just kind of add something onto this or this where he basically does a bit of extra damage. That's literally it. The rage transformations and giant transformations are basically, to me anyway, like I'm not a fan of them. It's just basically a way to not take any damage while doing chip damage. Just make him do a bit of extra damage on here and I'm kind of okay with it. I don't really mind. And then LR full power Frieza. So again, once again, these are going to be increased. Causes Mega Cloth's damage to the enemy while sacrificing 8% HP and then greatly raise attack for 1 turn and causes Mega Cloth's damage to the enemy. I think I'm not glad. I think I would maybe change this to, because his whole kit is round about him doing as much damage as possible while you have less and less health. So maybe this goes to massively raise attack for 1 turn. And then this could be greatly raise attack and then also raise defense by 30%. I do think he needs some defense on super. I mean, I would love massively raise attack and defense on 18, but again, his whole kit is built around him doing as much damage as you lose health. So maybe massively raise attack on 18, then maybe greatly raise defense, and then this could be greatly raise attack and then raise defense by 30% for the turn. That's what I would want. I don't see it happening, but maybe some defense on the 12 key and then change this to massively raise attack and massively raise attack for the turn. Of course, this will probably go up to like key plus 3 or key plus 4 and attack and defense plus like 150, 160%, something like that, maybe a little bit less. Oh yeah, his whole kit is built around, yeah, key plus 1, attack plus 10%, 9% HP or less, 70, 50, and then performs critical hit plus an additional key plus 2, and attack plus 20% and HP is 30% or less. As I said, the obvious thing is, this is going to increase like key plus 3, key plus 4, and attack and defense plus like 100 and something percent. I think that's a given. Maybe these okay, not maybe, these percentages just increase. Maybe they add attack and defense, so maybe like attack and defense plus, you know, 20, 30%. This goes up to like 40, 50. This goes up to like 60%, but instead of attack and defense. And then to kind of coincide with the Nameku, maybe against superclass enemies, just like AGL full power Frieza from Worldwide last year. Maybe he gets an extra attack and defense plus XYZ amount when facing superclass enemies. And then performance critical hit plus additional key plus 2 and attack plus 20%. And then this increases to like 50% or maybe even more when HP is 30% or less. In fact, considering you're almost dead, maybe this goes like close to 100. But probably 50, like a little bit lower than that's probably more realistic. Yeah, I'm not sure what they would do with this. I said maybe something against superclass enemies, again, because of the AGL LR full power Frieza from last year's worldwide. And then, of course, increase these values and maybe attach defense to it. Increase these values. Change this to massively raise attack. I would like defense in there as well of some sort, but I don't see that happening. And then 12 key could be, you know, greatly raise attack and then raise defense by 30%. I think defense needs to be in there somewhere on one of his super attacks. I'm not overly too sure what they could do with that. As I said, as long as the percentages are increased and they put defense in there somewhere in his passive and on super, probably more likely his 12 key, I think that's a good place to start, at least in my opinion anyway. But I'm not entirely sure what they could do with him. And as I said, attach something to do with superclass enemies as well, where he gets a bit of a buff. But do let me know what you think, what you would like to see on the EZA Nameku and LR full power Frieza. As I said, there is probably going to be a part, well, there is going to be a part 2 and more than likely a part 3. So EZA Dokkan Fest transforming cooler could still happen. I want it to happen because it would be insane. But these are two good EZAs to start with. Nameku's coming back, and I doubt he'll be very good for the new Wicked Bloodline Red Zone stage. But as I said, let me know what you think down in the comments. What would you want to see on their EZAs? Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. And push!